This is the Sports Hit List. By the fans, for the fans.
Carl Coulage for the Sports Hit List, by the fans and for the fans. We are here for Christmas Day games for the NFL. That sounds kind of weird to say because normally it's the NBA day, but I feel like the NFL is a jealous ex-girlfriend and they just had to find a way to sneak in and take a day that's not theirs. And I'm here with my contributors who I know are going to have something to say about what my intro is. Ricardo Etienne, how you doing, sir?
Yo, I'm doing great. First and foremost, man. Merry Christmas. It is great to be here. Great to be on air with you, man. Travis, my guy. Good to see y'all, man. And I don't know
Travis.
about that ex-girlfriend thing. We're gonna talk
Right,
about
jealous
that.
ex-girlfriend. First of all, I'm here in all black because guess what we did, Rick? We came in and we deboed Christmas. You know what I mean?
Let's be fair
I'm
though.
I'm wearing my NFL.
And I'm wearing my
shirt.
listen.
This is the NFL taking over shirt.
Y'all are the wet bandits that are wanted. Y'all are the wet bandits that are wanted.
No. First of all, no, we're not the one because we're successful.
Hey.
But let me ask a fair. But again, to be fair, and even Carmelo Anthony, I don't know if you guys saw him. Like he commented on it. He goes, "Y'all get Thanksgiving Day." And again, just to be fair, if you like I said, we're petty. We joke around and say the NFL is big brother, we're little brother, right? But little brother already has Christmas Day. That's been our staple for years. And I understand the NBA's booking hasn't been great. That's a conversation for another day. However, what more do you need? What more do you need on Christmas Day that you're booking games now? It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. Like again, how much more can you take from viewership and fans? You already got the Super Bowl, which is the most watched program in America. You got Thanksgiving Day. What do you go for? You might as well have football in the summer at this point.
But for you to sit here and say booking, that's a conversation for another day. No, that's a conversation for today because that's why. Why do you think we was able to come in here and take over Christmas? Because y'all wasn't putting out something that the fans wanted.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Y'all wasn't sitting here.
That's not what it is. Because
let's not satisfying the audience.
Let's not do that because again, if Christmas falls on a Sunday, I can understand it's on an NFL day, but it's the middle of the week. It's the middle of the week.
Exactly. You can't take over something unless somebody give you an opportunity to come take it over. You want to give the relationship comparison? Guess what? If you was making her happy, I wouldn't have been able to get her.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I keep saying he talking about jealous ex. Nah, that's not a jealous ex, man. This is a badder chick.
If y'all was on the job, if you was on your job, you know what I mean? We wouldn't have been able to come in and take her.
You know what? Honestly, I don't think what it is. I think in real talk, it's the expansion of programming. And we all have these internal conversations about how everything is on streaming now. And this is an opportunity for Netflix, if we see they're moving in that direction of live sports. Clearly WWE going raw with Netflix coming in January. This is another opportunity for them to say, hey, we're going to offer our audience an NFL product. We saw them experimented with the Tyson fight about a month ago. I think this is an experiment to see, hey, how can we, get more of an audience by offering what they know they love. Fair.
Yeah,
but
like you mentioned, it is the evolution of what we call television now, right? I mean, streaming is king, and to your point, the whole thing with streaming now is how can we incorporate more of these live mega events? It's not always going to be just sports, right? But we've seen some big time comedy events that they've done live and whatnot. So I think trying to get these live mega events where they're drawing people in, because that's the thing with streaming, right? Generally it's like, all right, we post this season, you can get to it whenever you want. If you want to binge it, you binge it. If you want to watch it, break it down here, you can. Here's this new movie, here's this and that. And they want to get to that point where it's like, how can we get everybody watching this one thing at one time and see how that kind of goes, right?
To be said though, we do have some NFL Christmas Day games to talk about. Kansas City versus the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1 p.m. Guys, what are your thoughts here? 14-1 for Kansas City, Pittsburgh at 10-5. Is this a potential, I guess, AFC matchup early on? We're just getting in December. AFC Championship matchup.
I'd say we could have possibly said that, and it would have held more weight a few weeks ago. Man, George Pickens' injury has completely changed what that Steelers offense has looked like over the past, what is it? Let's say 6 weeks, right? More or less. We're looking at
He's been out for like
Russ.
3 weeks.
Yeah, he's been out 3 weeks, and then but when I say 6 weeks, the 6 weeks prior is what Russ had coming back, right? More or less. So we've seen a completely different offense from what we've seen since Russ came back and they started cooking. So, for all the talk about, Pickens being a diva and being a hothead head case, this and that, he is a very key part of that offense because they have looked completely different since he's been out. So if I haven't seen any update yet as far as if he's going to be ready to go this coming Wednesday. If not, that's going to be a huge task for them to try to go out there and beat Kansas City. And even furthermore, if he's not going to be at 100% the rest of the year, it's going to be a tall task for them to be as competitive as we thought they might have been in these playoffs just a couple of weeks ago. So for me, the key for the Steelers to be, kind of really making the noise that they have been making, because they've looked solid. That offense had gotten better week after week. Even in the backfield, we've seen Najee be able to kind of get things going a little bit more since Warren came back and whatnot. They've gotten some more productivity out of that backfield, but it starts and ends with George Pickens on the outside, man, because without him, they don't really have much else to really kind of steer that offense behind. So they're really going to need him at 100% if they're going to be able to do anything down the stretch.
And in that division rival we have against, I guess, the Ravens and the Steelers, Ravens are going to play the Texans at 4:30 is that game. So 1:00 is the first game, and then 4:30 we shift over to the Ravens and the Texans. Travis, what are your thoughts with that matchup?
I think that's going to be. These are both good games that they chose. Like, sometimes when you schedule these things, you schedule it so far out, you're not necessarily sure what you're going to get. The NFL is going to get. I think they're going to get what they wanted tomorrow, or no, on Christmas Day, with these games. You have the Ravens, who Lamar Jackson put on a show. Saturday, we were in the group chat talking about, is Lamar, what are his chances at the MVP? Which, it's a little bit of a long shot in my opinion, given the race that it is right now. But if he goes out here and puts on a show Saturday, I keep wanting to say Saturday, Wednesday, he's got that will increase his odds. That Ravens team, they're rounding in the form. They're doing what the Ravens did. Like we said with the Steelers and that defense, the standard is the standard. The Ravens, it's the same thing. The standard is the standard. You know what you're going to get with the Ravens. You know what I mean? You got the added Derrick Henry this offseason, who he's been running through the NFL. If it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, who's just on a monster tear, I would say King Henry's probably got the offensive player of the year locked up, but Saquon's on a ridiculous tear. So we'll see what happens with that. The Texans are coming in a little bit banged up a little bit from the wide receiver core position. The wide receiver core has actually been a little, in terms of injury, been up and down all season. You know what I mean? You lost Nico Collins for a few weeks to a hamstring injury. Then you lost Stephon Diggs for the year. Now you lose Tank Dell for the year. So it's been a little bit of a rotating cast. The offensive line has not necessarily been great for the Texans. It's been a little bit up and down as well. So it's left CJ Stroud's play a little inconsistent and up and down at times. But I'm going to go with the Ravens on this one simply because I think they're on a mission. I don't think they necessarily care about getting the number. They don't really have a shot at number 1 seed. I mean, I think they still got a shot at the division, which is okay. But I think the Ravens are on a mission to, try and make up for, their playoff failure last year. You know what I mean? So I think they're okay with somewhat flying under the radar, which is hard to say when you're that good of a team. But given what the AFC is putting up with the Bills and the Chiefs and the Steelers, the Ravens are somewhat under the radar. And I think they're perfectly okay with that.
Thanks for watching the Sports Hit List. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.